Good morning. This is Kate. Welcome to my channel, Blooms in the Yard. Today I'm just going to talk a little bit about this area that I want to edit quite a bit. This is my driveway, and coming off of it I have this front entrance to my vegetable garden, the Potager. You can take a quick peek inside the Potager. I'm going to do a tour after I clean it out a bit. I need to let the poppies go to seed, and then I can clean it out and it will look a lot better. But this area in front of my garden is just starting to look a little bit messy. And I'm going to kind of talk through the evolution of what has happened here and why I'm ready to change it. But growing in front of it, I have some lilies, which were supposed to be carpet lilies, which to me, the name carpet means they should stay low, but they're at the height of the fence, so they're about 3 feet. And then I have some tall sedum, and this variety is sedum brilliant. So in the fall, the leaves turn like yellowish green, and the blooms are really like a bright light pink. And then you can't see them right now, but I also have some tulips growing in this area, the red impression tulips, and I planted them about 6 years ago, and they're still coming back, some of them, but which is amazing for them to last that long, but they're getting really spotty, and some of them I'm just getting the foliage and no blooms now. This area, it's the same plants doing way worse. And I think between the sedum roots and the lilies and the tulip bulbs, everything's just really crowded out. So I think I'm gonna just remove everything and kind of start from scratch. When I first started this garden, I didn't have the stepping stone, so there was actually like 18 inches of grass, and then around the entire garden I had bricks like you see here at the entrance. And so I had like a 6-inch planting space all the way around the garden, and it just wasn't practical because nothing really wanted to grow in that 6 inches. Like my original plan was to do annuals, but the annuals either didn't grow well or just sprawled out into the grass. And so I ended up replacing the annual idea with what I have here, which is the sedum, lilies, and tulips. So that's why they're all kind of crowded into that little 6-inch space. Eventually I took out the brick border because the grass was really difficult to mow and trim and maintain in these corners, and especially as the boxwood got bigger. I'll definitely show lots of pictures of kind of what it's looked like over the years. But I decided to take out the grass and add in these stepping stones. I've got 2 large stepping stones on either side, and then I added a little bit of ground cover. Here's the vegetable garden when we first built it. You can see the brick edging and the 6-inch annual border. I have some pansies planted, and you can see the boxwoods are brand new. I planted some alyssum later in the year that really overgrew that border. And then here are the red impression tulips and the sedum, which I planted the next year. Here we have, you can see the lilies, and then the sedum is starting to bloom and coming in. And then this next picture, I think, is where it was looking its best, where those tulips have started multiplying. But unfortunately, this grass was just a maintenance nightmare to try to keep it trimmed and edged. So this is when I've taken the bricks out, and then it all sort of started to get really crowded and started crowding itself out. And then this last picture are the lilies when they're blooming. So I will definitely keep these lilies because they're really pretty. I just don't love them here anymore. So I think what I'm going to do is remove all of the plants near the fence, leave the ground cover, leave the boxwood, and then kind of decide what to do from there. Do I want to leave the tall sedum? If you look over here, I have just this tall sedum, and I think it's a nice look. It's pretty simple. But how will that look with the ground cover? I'm not sure. So that's what I kind of need to think about. So this vegetable garden is just right in my front yard. And when I had the brick border with the 6 inches, little tiny 6-inch bed for the annuals, it just felt like you could just see this square fence, and it was really not natural looking. And so I've tried to soften it by adding some curves and some bushes, and I'll go around the edge of this sometime and show you all the plants that are in there. But today I'm just focusing on what I want to do with this area. So I think that I'm just gonna start editing and then kind of decide from there if I want to put anything back in. I also stuck this plant that's sticking out right here. It's a scabiosa. I grew it from seed. I'll definitely be moving that. I have some blooming over here, and so I'll probably just add that one in with these. And it just literally just stopped raining, so things are kind of falling over a little bit, and they'll probably pop back up. But here's what that scabiosa looks like. So I'll probably just add that in over here. So come along with me as I decide how to edit this bed. I am going to put these lilies somewhere else in the yard, so I'm not getting rid of them. Okay, so the clean out is done. I am liking it so much better. It was just feeling really messy, and just this week, I was like, you know what? That's a mess. I hadn't even thought about it in years. Maybe not the most exciting video, but I think it shows what just a little bit of editing and clean out can do. I'm really happy with it. I'd love to trim these boxwoods, but it's been really hot, and I'm just going to be patient and wait to do that. But if you have any suggestions for what I could plant, or maybe if you think I should just leave it, let me know. I would definitely want something that's a perennial. I'm not going to mess with annuals here, I don't think. Something that doesn't get more than about 12 inches. And definitely something that would not creep into the vegetable garden. So yeah, let me know if you like what I've done or if you liked what was here before. And maybe I could just do tulips and not do anything else the rest of the year. So something to think about. Thanks for watching Blooms in the Yard with me. And I'm just getting started. I'm learning how to do videos and how to edit the sound, but I'm getting there, and I have lots more videos coming of different areas of my yard. So stay tuned and keep watching. Thanks. I have a little bonus project today because when I took out those lilies and sedum this morning, I offered them to a friend, and she was very happy to take them, and she gave me these begonias in exchange, which was not necessary. She's rooted them in water, but a nice little surprise for me. So they've got really good roots, and I'm just gonna pot them up. When she said she had some begonias, I didn't think they'd be this fancy. These have some polka dots on them. They're really cool. So there's 3 that are rooted. Okay, I don't know what this white stuff is. I'm hoping that's not a bad thing. If it is, I'm putting it in a pot, so hopefully it won't spread, but I haven't seen that weird white stuff before. She did have these inside her house, so I'm going to have to harden them off. Luckily, it's been so hot, but today it's not so bad, so I think I can leave them out overnight. It should be about 70, which should be what was in her house. So just a fun little bonus project for today.